Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel Read, Write, Plan, where we talk about all things reading, writing, and planning. Today what I have for you, and I'm super excited about this one because this is my very first ever ink swatching. So I recently purchased my first real fountain pens, and so I wanted some inks to go with them. And while I was scrolling Facebook, this Birmingham Pen Company kept coming up. And the one that I kept seeing was this one. It's called Ohio River. And I thought, oh wow, I live on the Ohio River. And so I clicked on it, and it turns out this company is only about 20 minutes from where I live. And so I thought it would be really cool to support a local company. And then the more I looked into them, the more positive feedback I'm seeing online. So I'm really excited to try these inks and to test them out with you guys. Okay, when I opened the box, it had this really pretty postcard in this envelope that's really a really pretty, kind of a dark gold foil. And so I'm gonna figure out a way to get those into my pen swatching book. Okay, I am gonna swatch in two different ways. The first way is on my cloth and paper, petite grid paper, and I'm gonna sort of try to make a ink swatch book out of this. And then the second way, I bought these plain business cards off of Amazon, and I just bought the cheapest holder I could find, and I figure maybe on here I'll group them by company, and in here I can group them more by color. Not really sure how I'm gonna like either of those, so I figured I'd try both and see which one works out for me. Okay, so this one, the Ohio River, I purchased this separately and it came in this kind of cardboard tube. The other ones, this was a bundle. It was called the Sea Holly bundle, and it came with 4 different inks. So I'm just going to open these all up and then we'll take a look at them. Okay, so even though they came in different packaging, the bottles are the same. They are 50 milliliter bottles, and so I feel like I probably will never ever use all of this ink, but we'll see. Okay, so let me swatch on this one first because I feel like I can screw this one up a little bit easier than that one. And I am just going to do this Ohio River one first. So I have this dip pen, which somebody gave me a very long time ago, and it's just been sitting in a box and I've never used it. So we will see how that goes. Okay, I'm just going to use the other end, dip it in, and kind of make an ink splotch here. That is a really, really pretty kind of, not quite turquoise, but almost turquoise blue. Just gonna get another. Okay, let me look at that. It's not quite coming through on camera. It's a little bit lighter than it looks on camera, but it's just a really, really pretty, almost turquoisey blue. And I have some water, and I just have an old microfiber cloth that I'm going to turn into my pen swatching cloth. It's already stained and everything, so I don't need to worry about it. Okay, so I think I'm just going to write Birmingham Pen Company. And then write the color Ohio River. All right, so that's what that one looks like. I guess I can dot my little I's. I'm gonna set that one aside. And then on here, I think I'm just gonna do a little square. And then fill it with ink. And it's really a dark blue where it kind of puddles, and a little bit lighter blue where it doesn't. And since I've already written Birmingham Pen Company up top, I'm just going to write Ohio River. And I'm getting a lot of really cool variants between the darker blue and the lighter blue. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so that is the first one, Ohio River. I did look and it is currently sold out, but I'm sure it will be back in stock. Okay, the next one is called Kentucky Bluegrass. And we're just gonna do the same thing. Okay, this one is very, very green. It's almost an olivey green. Getting some pretty cool variants there. And we'll just write out the same Birmingham Pen Company and Kentucky Bluegrass. Okay, so that is Kentucky Bluegrass. And again, I think it's a little bit lighter in person than it looks on the screen. I need to get some better lighting. Oh, that looks better. Yeah, over there, that looks a little bit better. And we'll take another look at these once they're dry. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing, write it on here. Okay, so that is, again, a pretty olivey looking green. The next one is called Sea Holly. And let's just do the same thing. This one is a much darker blue than the Ohio River one. This is more like a navy blue. Okay, and again, this one is, I feel like the lighting's a little bit better over here. Kind of like a denim-y blue. Well, that's interesting. On this cloth and paper, the Ohio River didn't really bleed, but the Kentucky Bluegrass really did. I guess not bleeding. I guess fuzzing would be the better term there. And I know that this isn't, it's fountain pen friendly paper, but it's not super fountain pen friendly. So I kind of expected that, but I did want them all kind of in the same place. Okay. And it might be, I'm wondering, I don't know if it's because there's some water, there was some water left in this, on this fountain pen. So we're going to be very careful about keeping the water off. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, that is a bit darker than the Ohio River. Okay, let's do the next one, which is called Barley. And I think this one is kind of like a brownie green or a brownie yellow. Yeah, that's a really pretty fall yellow, I would call that. Let's give it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay, so there is Barley. That's coming through pretty true to color on the screen. Okay, let's switch over to cloth and paper and give this one a shot. So there is Barley. And then we've got one more. The last one is called Independence Gray. So let's test this last one out. All All right, so there is Independence Gray. And again, we'll look at it when it dries, but right now it looks super, super black. And then the last thing to do is just put this on my cloth and paper. Okay, so that is all 5 of the Birmingham Pen Company inks. So I'm just going to let those dry for a few minutes and then we'll come back and take a look. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, while I was gone, I did a little bit more ink swatching and I'll talk about why. So here are those swatched, and those colors are coming through pretty nicely on camera. But as you can notice, there's lots and lots of feathering taking place here, which this is cloth and paper, which they do use fountain pens, or say you can use fountain pens, and I think maybe with a finer tip it would be fine. So I'm probably going to keep doing it this way and just understanding that it's going to feather. On these swatch cards, I really like the way these turned out. I did get a little bit of feathering on some of them. Not really bad. I don't know if you can see, yeah, right there, how it feathered a little bit. So what I did was I went and just grabbed an old Hobonichi notebook and swatched them in there, and there's 0 feathering. And you can see some of the cool, that barley is still, some of these, I'm telling you, these are taking forever to dry in here, but that makes sense, right? But you can at least see that there is no feathering here. Now, why wouldn't I just swatch in a Hobonichi notebook? Well, I know myself, and I know that I would not be happy with just all of my inks as I collect them being in random places in the notebook and not categorized by company or by color or anything like that. So a bound notebook does not feel like the best option for me. So I think I'm going to stick with these, at least for now, until I figure out something better and see if that works. So if you have any better ideas for ink swatching, not in a bound notebook, let me know. I would love to hear that down in the comments below. But thank you for watching. If you'd enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.